Hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to RNG manipulate a shiny starter in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. And this process will also teach you what your secret ID is while you're manipulating the starter, so you can actually RNG many more shinies along your playthrough. Now before I get started, I need to warn you that this is a simple thing to understand, but you can't just jump into it like you could with Ruby and Sapphire. You need to actually watch a few different prerequisite videos that I've made on Fire Red and Leaf Green. You need to understand how seeds work in Fire Red and Leaf Green, how to hit these seeds, and what seeds you're capable of hitting. I have two videos on that. One is how to hit other people's seeds in Fire Red and Leaf Green, and the other one is how to calibrate your common seeds in Fire Red and Leaf Green. If you don't want to do the calibration yourself, you can just watch the how to hit other people's seeds video, and that will help you understand more easily. But I'm not going to explain it fully here. With that said, you're also going to need a few different programs. You're going to need our Pokefinder by Admiral Fish, and you're going to need Gen 3 Seed Assistant by Admiral Fish and by Papa Hefe. You're also going to need Pokefinder, and you're going to need access to my website, blissey.net, because I have a converter to convert frames to flow timer values on that website as well. If you have all of these things, and you know what seeds you're capable of hitting, you're actually good to go, and we're good to start the RNG. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is go to blissey.net, and you're going to go to Tools and click Flow Timer Converter. Now, in the Flow Timer Converter, you're going to select your game version, which is defined by a few different things. Leaf Green, luckily, there's no game version difference that matters, but Fire Red 1.0 and 1.0, it actually matters. The easiest way to figure this out is to watch the intro, and when the Game Freak logo appears and a little star shoots by, if the word presents appears under the Game Freak logo, you're on 1.1. Otherwise, you're on 1.0. I'll be on Fire Red 1.1 in this video. Select your console. I'm on a DS. For the method, select ID RNG. Now, the intro in MS, just set that to 0. Leave Abra frame at 0 and leave the delay box at -249, except if you're on a language other than English. Now, I don't have all of the languages written down, so you actually might have to figure this out yourself, but I do have a few other languages. In Italian, it's 236, so you're going to set this to -236 if you're playing in Italian. And if you're playing Japanese, you're going to set this to -201. Thank you to Papa Hefe for the Italian number, and to Diancie from my Discord for the Japanese number. Once you know the number that's supposed to go there, and English is -249, by the way, so that's why it automatically sets to that. Now for your target frame, I'm going to set it to 1149, and I suggest you do the same. Then hit the calculate button, and this will show you what to put into Flow Timer. Now, you're not actually going to use this Flow Timer MS total thing here. You're going to use the flat MS value. It's a little bit hard to, I don't really feel like explaining why. Normally you don't use this value at all, but here you're going to use the flat MS value, I promise. And then you're going to paste that into Flow Timer so we can actually start the ID RNG. So before we start this RNG, real quick, go into the current game save file, go into options, and make sure the text speed is set to fast. It doesn't matter the language or anything, and then save the game. So after you've got everything all set up, you're going to soft reset the game, and you're going to go through the intro like normal. Now, the intro you don't have to be particularly quick through until after the naming screen. So you just want to get through the intro at your normal pace until it asks you your name, and you're going to type your name in as usual. Gender and stuff like that, none of it matters. And what you're going to do is, after you type your name, you're going to hover over the OK button, and you're going to start Flow Timer at the same time as you hit OK. When this happens, there's a 15-second countdown, and you have to get through the intro in that 15 seconds. And the last text box in English is your adventure is about to unfold, so you want to be there. And when the timer ends, hit A to go through this text box, and you're done with the intro. Now at this point, you're going to want to check your trainer ID, and you're going to open up a calculator, and you're going to switch it to programmer mode. Now in programmer mode, you can type decimal or hexadecimal values. And what you're going to do is type the trainer ID you got. It's going to be different from mine, but mine is 4 44611. And then you're going to switch it from decimal to hex, and you get an initial seed. And we're going to use this initial seed in the researcher. So I'm going to play through the intro, and I'm going to cut back when I am doing something more interesting. Okay, so once we've got our seed from our trainer ID, we're going to open a researcher in PokeFinder, and we're going to make some changes to it in order to get potential secret IDs. So initial advances, change to 1140. Max advances, leave it 1000, and the seed, type the seed that you got in. Remember, mine was AE43, but yours is going to be likely different. Then in custom 1, change it to 16-bit high, and type a 1 here, and then hit generate. And a bunch of stuff is going to come up. You're going to mainly focus on the custom 1 column. The custom 1 column shows a list of potential secret IDs that you got. Now, if you recall, we were aiming for 1149, but there's a chance that we hit different secret IDs and all of that, so you're gonna have to check multiple secret IDs around your starting frame or your target frame by trying to get shinies. So we're gonna start with 1148. We're gonna check that as my secret ID. Okay, so once we figure out what our potential trainer ID and our secret ID are, we're going to open Gen 3 Seed Assistant and see our potential seed options. So you need to know your common seeds for this part, so what I would ask is you paste them here. Oops, weird formatting error. And then for your target frame, set it to 5000 and set the plus minus to 4999. Then for your trainer ID and your secret ID, put your trainer ID in the TID box. So it's 44611 for me. And for the secret ID, we're going to be aiming for frame 1148 on researcher, and that is 34530. Then for the shiny box, set it to */square. And when you hit search for seed, it'll show you all the potential shiny frames for this Squirtle, or for whatever. I'm aiming for a Squirtle, but it'll show you all, basically it'll show you all the potential shiny frames for this trainer ID and secret ID and what seed that they are on. Now, some of these seeds that I can aim for here aren't too common for me, so I'm going to aim for seed 9FB6 with a docile nature, and that is going to be the Squirtle that I'll be aiming for. And so now we have to actually do the RNG manipulation. But before we do that, we're going to do a setup. So I'm going to go 2829 as the target frame, because that is the frame here. And then we're going to set that to plus or minus 10. And then we're going to undo *square and leave it as any. And now we are ready to search for a shiny. Okay, so to know what to put into Flowtimer for your RNG manipulation here, you're going to go to my website, blissey.net, and go to Tools and click Flowtimer Converter. Then in Flowtimer Converter, select which version of the game you have. It's Fire Red 1.1 or 1.0 or Leaf Green. The 1.0 versus 1.1 only matters for Fire Red version, and to tell the difference that you've got, it's pretty simple. When you watch the intro play out, it says Game Freak and then a little star shoots by. If Presents shows up under Game Freak, that means that you have 1.1. I have 1.0. Select your console. I'm on a Nintendo DS. You use GBA if you're on any Game Boy Advance system, including the Game Boy Player. So I'm on a DS. The intro timer, that should be written down with your seeds. Mine is, let me double check actually. 35067 is what mine is. Aberframe, leave empty. Delay box, leave empty. Target frame, type the target frame that we just got, which was 2829 for me. Then hit calculate. And there you go. Now you know exactly what you're going to be putting into Flowtimer. Okay, so once you're all set up, you're going to start the GBA game at the same time as you start Flowtimer. And you're just going to wait the whole intro to play out. Now, if you've never done Fire Red and Leaf Green RNG before, this is how this works. There's two timers. There is the intro timer, and then there is the frame counter. The way the RNG works in this game, you basically have to watch the entire intro play out. Don't hit any buttons, don't hold any buttons, don't do anything like that. Wait for this entire intro to play out, and towards the end of the intro, flow timer will start beeping. After the final beep, you're going to hit A and hold A throughout the whole intro. So I'm holding A this whole time, and now I can let go and I can continue. And you're going to also at this point talk to the Pokemon that you want to receive, and wait on this text box. This Pokemon is really quite energetic. You're going to wait here. And flow timer will beep a second set of times, and after those beeps, you're going to hit A to receive the Pokemon. And so this is the frames counting up. There's nothing really to it than that. It's a bit unintuitive that this is when you hit A, but yeah. It's fire red and leaf green for you. So you're going to hit A when this timer counts down. So now that we've received it, we can check this Pokemon's stats to see if we've, first of all, check if it's shiny, and then assuming we missed, we're going to check the stats. Okay, so once you've received your Pokemon, you're going to type all of its stats and stuff like that in. So select the Pokemon that you obtained. I got a Squirtle, and type its nature in. I got Hardy, and type all of its stats in. So we got 5 as its level, 20 as its HP, 10 as its attack, 12 as its defense, 10 as special attack, 11 as special defense, and 10 as speed. Then hit calculate, and it will send all of that information over to here, and then hit search for seed. And you can see what seed and frame that you've hit. So as you can see, I was on the correct frame, but I was on the correct seed, but I was on the wrong frame. I was 1 frame late. So, wow, I got really close on my first attempt. Just on to another attempt. Okay, so I was only 1 frame late, so this isn't something that you actually have to do, but I'm going to do it anyway just to show you guys. So, when you figure out what frame you hit, you're going to just type it into the frame hitbox. So I was 1 late. I hit 2830. Then hit calculate, and it will change your flow timer automatically for you, and you can copy and paste that and put it into your flow timer now. So for your second attempt, you're just going to do the same thing over again with your new updated timer, but this time I'm not going to show the entire thing. I'm just going to show the end of me getting the Pokemon. So this is exciting because I hit a Docile one, and a Docile one is potentially the correct frame. So it's not shiny, which would mean this was not my secret ID, but we're going to try again. So Docile, and we type all of these stats in, 20 HP, 9 attack, 13 defense, 10 special attack, 12 special defense, and 10 speed. Then we're going to hit calculate and search. So as you can see, I hit frame 2829 on seed 9FB6, which was my target. So that means this secret ID is not my secret ID. So we're going to try the next secret ID up on my list, which is 51991. And then we're going to do the same setup we did before. So we're going to clear all of these filters. You can clear them by just clicking them here. And then the nature set back to any. And of course, put your new secret ID in there, and then set it back to target frame 5000 plus or minus 4999. And set it for shiny only. Okay, so after you search, you're going to have a bunch of different potential shiny frames. There's actually a modest one down here that is frame 920, which is a pretty low frame, and it's a square shiny, which is cool. So we're going to aim for that one on seed 5A74. And we just do the same exact setup we did last time for that, which is just a typical RNG manipulation setup. So the same thing is going to happen for the new target that we're going for, except our intro timer is going to be different. So I'm aiming for seed 5A74, and for that, my intro timer should be, I think that's a 3,500 flat. So we actually just change it back to, or 3,500, 35,000. And then we're going to type our target frame. Mine is 920. And leave everything else the same. And then hit calculate. And now you've got what you need to in order to put it into flow timer. So this attempt is going to be, you know, very similar to the last attempt, or the first last attempt. Start flow timer with your new values at the same time as you start your GBA game. I like to load it from the DS menu. If you're on a GBA, you can do it at the same time as power on, or you can hit start and select to disappear the Game Boy logo, although I've actually found that that's a little bit inconsistent. So anyway, just like last time, wait for the entire intro to play out without touching any buttons or anything like that. And you're going to hold A after the first set of timers beep, and the intro is done. And this value is a little bit different than I had last time because it's a different intro timer. You're going to get to the "this Pokemon is quite energetic" screen, and you're going to hit A when the beeps end here as well. And now you just check if you've actually hit your frame or not. And the great thing about knowing, or like hitting the shiny frame, is obviously having a shiny, but as you can see, I've got a modded shiny here. Now I know that the trainer ID and the secret ID that I used in order to obtain this Squirtle, that's correct. And now that I have my secret ID, I can use this for many more RNGs in the future. If this was helpful for you guys, please consider subscribing and becoming a channel member, and checking out my other socials like my Twitter or my Twitch. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, or consider joining my Discord to ask them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next video.